Hey Taurus, this is EJ from Taurota Tarot. I hope everybody had a good day today. Hope you're having a decent week. So this is Taurus and Taurus. Sitting in a tree, Kissing. Two Tauruses, nothing but just practical, solid, grounded, nothingness but just grounded and practical. That's all I can say about that shit. I have been in a relationship with a Taurus. It was the most stable relationship I've ever been in my life, but it was also not the most exciting. I think together both of us were kind of sticks in the mud, so we stayed in a rut. We eventually broke up, but while I like the security of the stability of a Taurus and Taurus relationship, I need a little fun and excitement sometimes, and I'm not always the one to be trying to come up with the idea to be going somewhere to do something. So I think I kind of realized that Taurus and Taurus, for me, it may not be for you, but for me, not always a good match, depending on what other placements they have in their natal chart. Because there are some Tauruses that have other signs. Their rising sign might be Sagittarius, or it might be Libra or Leo, and it just brings a different dynamic to the person. So it depends on the energy at play. Let me do one more shuffle. So this is Taurus and Taurus. Sitting in a tree, Kissing. 9-card spread. 1 card for overall energy, 3 for guidance, and a treat. I just got my Trust Your Vibes Oracle cards by Sonia Choquette from Canada. So you will get an Oracle card at the end of it. So I'm excited about that. So Taurus and Taurus, let's get it kicking. We're going to do recent past, current energy, future energy. Let's see what we got going on for my Taurus babies. Oh, let me cut these cards. Oh, no. All right, and a reminder, I read my cards straight up. I don't do reversals. So first card is 7 of Cups. Second card is 5 of Cups. Oh, shit. Third card is Judgment card. That's your recent past energy. For your current energy, you've got the Princess of Cups. Boy, y'all cupped out. The 10 of Wands. King of Swords. Oh, there's some extra added. Ooh, what's going on with y'all? Ooh, okay. And then for your future energy, you've got the 2 of Coins, the 6 of Swords, and oh my damn, the 5 of Coins. From the bottom of the deck, Taurus and Taurus, your overall energy, 8 of Coins. What the hell? Okay. Let's see what the fuck. So coming your recent past, this is energy probably a little bit left over from the end of last year, but primarily from last month. So what you brought into February, you've got the 7 of Cups. I don't know, somebody thought they were all that in a 6-pack, and it didn't work out too good. I don't know if your partner or you decided that y'all were just gonna throw it out there and do a little bit of this and do a little bit of that. But at the end of that, I don't think it's hard. This is difficult because I'm dealing with Taurus and Taurus. So this is the energy coming from last month. So one of you decided y'all were gonna lead the band. But you weren't ready and they weren't ready. And I want to say somebody got embarrassed at a function And this was after the holidays, so I don't know, maybe it was an award ceremony or a birthday party or maybe an engagement party or what is it, rehearsal dinner before the wedding, something like that. But I'm gonna say Taurus, this is the partner Taurus, and they just embarrassed you. And so we go from the Seven of Cups to the Five of Cups, and just, you done spilt the shit all over the place. What happened? It just made a complete mess and kind of left the other Taurus to deal with the cleanup. This is about being miserable. And I don't know if you've ever embarrassed yourself to the point you were just miserable with yourself for like 2 days because you're like, why the hell did I do that dumb shit? And just couldn't even think about it. Every time you think about whatever dumb shit you did, you just get embarrassed and humiliated and you're just miserable because you can't believe that you actually did some shit like that. Oh, man. But serious, the other Taurus had to forgive. Had to. You didn't have a choice. It just felt bad because they acted so bad and so poorly. You just had to forgive them. They asked for your forgiveness because they know they messed up big time, and they were really more concerned. However, whichever Taurus this is was really more concerned with losing you when they figured out what they done. But it looks like everything is everything. Whichever the one of you wasn't involved in this is still kind of pissed, but you're trying to move forward. Your current energy is you trying to take a step back and look at your whole situation. This shook you up, whatever this was, because this was out of character for your partner. And so whatever it was that they did, it really just made you go, really? I'm really dating you. Now, let's back up. Your overall energy is an 8 of coins. So this is about making plans. This is about working and perfecting whatever it is that you're doing. But here, I'm just, it's not a happy vibe. It's almost like a drill down vibe. So whatever went on here, you just went into snap mode. You've been here and done this. So you kind of shut down. And I'm kind of getting that shut down feeling, even though you were in a forgiving mood and you forgave your partner. And this is not going to resonate with everybody. So don't sit there and listen to God like, that's not me. It might not be you. And that's okay. But for whoever this is resonating with, this shook you up. It really shook you up. They really came out of pocket and almost did some mean, nasty, petty stuff. I don't know your personal situation, but this is just the energy that's being thrown back at me. When you get to your current energy, this Princess of Cups, it's about maintaining some emotional distance, for sure. And with this here, it means you're busy. And when you get busy, because I'm a Taurus, I tend to get a little distant because I'm trying to focus on whatever it is that I'm doing. I know before I start reading, I kind of shut down because my mind is, trying to do what it does regularly, and now I'm getting ready to shift it into overdrive. And if I'm tired already, I have to just kind of shut things down. And I know the people around me may think I'm just being but I'm really busy. But it's coming across as being emotionally distant. And I think you're doing that because you're trying to protect yourself. Because again, whatever this was that went on between you and your partner, it shook you up. And yeah, I forgave you, but I ain't forgot that shit. That's for real. The centerpiece of the 9 cards is the 10 of Wands, which is telling me you're stressed out, Taurus. Whichever Taurus did not do all this stuff, you're stressed out because you feel like you're doing a juggling act. You're trying to keep the relationship intact. You're trying to explain to people that are on the outside. You know, what the hell is really going on with you and your partner, because they were stunned and shocked too, whatever they did. It's something really ridiculous. That's really how, because I don't feel mean. I feel almost kind of silly, and but it was just that they did it, and it was embarrassing, and people were just flabbergasted. Oh my God, mouth open, jaw on the floor. No, you didn't. And that has just stretched you, Taurus, to the point where your overall energy, you have just reverted back to, you know what, fuck it. I'm gonna drill down on what I know how to do, and I'm gonna shut some of this shit out. That emotional distance. The King of Swords is about making decisions to keep the peace. And I'm going to say this is the Taurus that didn't do this, but also the Taurus that did, however this initiated, whatever they did, fell down the stairs, got drunk, whatever. The two of you are making decisions to keep the peace. Both of you are. And if I look here at the cusp on the sword, you got two things there. One of the meanings of making decisions to keep the peace, that's what I looked at. That's letting me know both of you are the good and the bad side. I'm just saying, both of you are making decisions to keep the peace. So you haven't really had a tower moment. Let me throw that out there. You haven't really had that come to Jesus. Oh my God, I'm getting ready to cuss you out. You have not had that moment yet with your partner, because either you were out of town and it wasn't the time or the place, or you were in public and, you know, by the time you got back to wherever you were going, it was just better left where it was. But at any rate, both of you right now, this is the current energy, are doing things just to keep the fucking peace, because ain't nothing like having two bulls in one house trying to have a fight. I'm just saying. So I get it, and I can feel that restraint between the two of you. There's things that probably have happened since this incident, and one of the other of you been like, no, but you thought about it and like, you know what, I'm gonna just, because enough has gone on, I'm gonna just keep my mouth shut and bide my time and be quiet. And that's okay to do that, especially if you've got a lot of emotional kick with what, you know, because you feel some kind of way, or you're in your feelings about it. And sometimes when you're at that emotional peak of being pissed off or angry or humiliated or whatever it is, you can say things and do things that you will later really regret. Because when you do those kinds of things with that kind of energy, you tend to do things that you can't take back. So, and I know I've done it a couple of times, more when I was younger. I'm just high-headed, you know, and I get to a point and you say something to me and that I would tell you, and I would hurt you so bad when I would say it, you'd be like, you know what, I don't even want to deal with you no more, goodbye. And so I get that energy about just trying to keep the peace. Going into the future, Taurus and Taurus, you're not going to be sure about going forward. And I can tell you, without sitting here and going through another 20 minutes of video trying to explain it to you, I can tell you, I feel the backstory behind all of this. I can see how it got played out and who did what. The more you think about it, the more you're beginning to go, you know what, that wishy-washy. Maybe, well, okay, I forgave him or her, and okay, all is good, but yeah, that was some fucked up shit, you know. But how much money I got in the bank? Yeah, that's where you headed, Taurus. That's where you headed. And with that, with the Six of Swords, you're trying to get out of that choppy water. You're trying to get right out of it. And this is where I'm just gonna venture a guess. By the time I come back next month to do the Taurus and Taurus reading, if the same energy is around, I can probably tell you there will have been a tower moment. And one way or the other, all hell is probably going to break loose. That's a word to the wise. Because I can't, when I look at all these cards, there's a lot of singles. And the pictures where there are two, kind of strange. You know, it's two people there, but damn, really? So I can see and I can feel where there may be a fracture in the relationship. It may not be permanent. Because again, your overall energy, you're trying to focus on something other than, because you know this can blow up not only in your face, but your partner's face, and maybe some family members as well, depending on how that resonates with you. So that's why you're trying to keep your focus on doing what you do every day. And just keeping it down to a minimum. Come home, get some dinner, go to bed. Good night, see you in the morning. And leaving it at that if you live together. She's walking away. She's walking away. She's walking away. Now, again, I don't feel like this is going to be a permanent thing. It may be a thing where it's not necessarily a separation, but a change. Maybe if this is alcohol or drinking related, my King of Cups didn't pop up yet, but that's usually what King of Cups, and for this deck, relates to addiction and alcoholism. But if this is just a one-off event where one or the other of you got drunk and did whatever, or you went somewhere and said something that was stupid and inappropriate, however it is, it may be that you need to go to counseling, or it may be that you make a decision from now on, we're going to do boom, boom, boom. So I don't necessarily want to say she's walking away from the relationship. She may be walking away. I'm trying to get that light out of there. She may be walking away from an aspect of the relationship, or maybe moving from one style to another. Maybe you guys have been a little loose, and you know, I see you when I see you, and you may not even be living together, but you know, it may be a situation where you have not been as committed, maybe, and maybe this is you walking away from that part and walking towards being more committed. I'm just saying, that's what is coming back. For a small few of you, it could be the end of it. It could be, fuck it, I'm out, I'm done, I'm not doing this, no. And that's going to depend, universe is telling me, that's going to depend on how long you've been in a relationship. If you've been in this relationship for more than 5 years and you have things vested, you're married, or you've been living together, you have things you accumulated together, a lot harder to walk away. So again, that's why I kind of feel that energy of you may not be walking away from the relationship, but you may be walking away from an aspect of it to another aspect of it where you tone it down a bit, you get a little more committed, a little more focused in a relationship. Doing this, your overall energy, that work energy, that focus, that will help. Now, again, the fight is coming. It's coming, because with the Ten of Wands, and if you can see, I don't know if you can just kind of, if you can get your phone and widen the picture, because I can't move this table and I can't move the phone. But wands are only in the center. That's the only hot red card, fire energy, and that's your centerpiece card. That's that stress, and that's in the middle. So I'm gonna say you got all of this building up. It's gonna come out. It's gonna come out, and it's gonna force you to either walk away from the relationship or walk away from an aspect of the relationship and move toward something better. Let's see what the universe is saying for guidance. Let me shuffle these up. Queen of Swords, Two of Swords, Four of Cups. Okay, so with the Queen of Swords here, first thing I'm noticing and the first thing I'm hearing is you need to restructure your boundaries. You need to get back to goal setting as a couple if you want to stay a couple. Universe is saying you need to get it, you need to tighten it up. And this goes back to what I was saying before I pulled these. If you've been in a relationship that hasn't been as tight as you'd like it, if it hasn't been as committed as you'd like it, whatever this is that happened up here, this was a catalyst to start making some changes. Do it. Get busy and be about it. Be about it. Don't half-ass. Don't take any shortcuts. Do exactly what you need to do if you want to keep the relationship and you want it to grow and get out of that rut. This is a sword card. This is air. Tauruses are earth signs. So 2 Tauruses is a lot of dirt. That's really what it amounts to. It's a lot of dirt. Now, if it were Taurus and Pisces, you got water. So that makes mud. I'm just saying. So with this energy, you need to blow some of that dirt around. I'm just saying. And get back to the basics of your relationship. This is if you want to keep it. If you don't want to keep it, then use this card as an example to set some new boundaries and lay down some new rules and some new laws about what you want or what you don't want in a relationship. Y'all can take that either way. More sword energy, the 2 of Swords. Universe is telling you don't get stuck up in your head with this shit and don't get all emotional about it. Again, current energy, that it would sit right next to the 2 of Cups, or I'm sorry, the Princess of Cups. That emotional distance. Don't get all emotional. Universe is telling you don't get all emotional about this because it's not, in the long run, if you're thinking about walking away from it, it is certainly not worth you going through a whole lot of stress and mental drama and mind fucking yourself. It's not worth it. It's not worth it, because if there's a thought about walking away from the relationship, this is most certainly not worth it. If you are in a relationship where you're not living together, don't make a mountain out of a molehill. I'm hearing that with this too. So if your partner doesn't answer the phone, don't go there. Don't go there. Don't read more into the situation than is actually happening. Find out for sure what's going on before you just go apeshit. However that's playing out for you. Universe is saying it understands that you're gonna be guarded, but you don't need to be. You don't need to be. If you know that this situation embarrassed you or hurt you or disappointed you, learn from it. But it's no reason for you to be guarded, because if you get guarded in your relationship, now you're adding another element of some bullshit, and that's not what you're trying to do. You're not trying to add more negative energy to it. And guarding yourself and throwing up those emotional walls, yes, you need to maintain some emotional distance, but that doesn't mean being guarded. It just means you're not throwing all of your emotions into everything that's going on. You're thinking logically about what you're saying and what you're doing, and you're not necessarily letting the emotional content affect how you react to the situation. I'm just saying. So universe is saying you don't have to be guarded. Be who you are. And if you want to keep the relationship, now, again, just like this, if you're walking out of the relationship, lay down the law and get guarded. And watch out for what's going on. If you stand in it, don't be guarded. Then I'm hearing that loud and clear. Let's see what oracle card I can pull for the Taurus and the Taurus babies. Let's see. These things are huge and hard as heck to shuffle, so I shuffled them earlier before I cammed up. Let's see what the oracle cards are saying. Huh. Name your higher self. Name your higher self. Quite simply, if you're trying to stay here and do this, start trying to reach for a higher standard. Reach for a higher standard. Even if you leave, reach for a higher standard. What would the better part of you do? What would the better part of you do? Would you go and key the car and set the backyard on fire? Or would you walk away with your head held up knowing you did the best that you could do? If you stay in it, are you going to throw this back up in somebody's face at some later date? What's the real you? Your higher self, that person your soul is trying to get you to be. What you doing? I'm just saying. Taurus, you know I love you. I hope y'all have a good rest of the week, a good hump day, and I will talk to y'all soon. Bye, y'all.